In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the Canon EOS R's must-have accessories, the Canon BG-E22. We're going to be going through some of the pros and some of the cons that this battery grip has to offer and why you should be picking this up. Straight out of the box, it's actually quite big. It doesn't weigh massively in the hand. It's got a little bit of weight to it, and you can definitely feel like, especially when there's batteries in there, it really does add to the weight of this grip. But obviously the mainly talked about features of the battery grip is one, the extra batteries. So you get a whole extra battery than normal if you wasn't using this battery, so you get longer battery life. And also the battery grip has a vertical shooting mode. If you're a portrait photographer, if you're a sports photographer, or even if you just like shooting in vertical mode anyway, then this is something that is definitely worth looking at, and this video will definitely help you out. I just thought I'd say, if you are enjoying this review, I have a whole playlist up here of my other gear reviews that I've done on this channel. And also, why don't you consider subscribing if you are enjoying it? It really does help me out, and then this way you'll never miss a video. So hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Right, let's get back to the review. So basically, on the front of it, you've got the lock section, and that's how you lock it into the camera itself. You've got the buttons on the front, which match the EOS R itself. So you've got the AF on, you've got the shutter speed dial, you've got the quick menu, and then you've got this other button, which I think you can just decide what you want that button to function as. And then on the top, you've got your aperture dial, and then it's also got another FN button here, like a little menu button, and then obviously you've got the shutter button. And this really does come in handy when you are shooting vertically, and it really is a game-changing accessory for the Canon EOS R. On the bottom of the battery grip, you've got like a little socket for like a hand grip, I think that is for, and then you've obviously got the tripod mount here for when you want to put it onto a tripod. And then also, this is how you put the batteries in on the side. You flip it down, you open it, and then there you go, you put your two batteries in there, and then they just stick in there. And also, one of the big features that this battery grip has to offer is it also allows for a charger for both the batteries. So it comes with a plug, and then you plug it in through this little wire here, and then it actually turns into a battery charger. So if you have a battery charger laying around, or if you don't have a battery charger and you want one, you can knock off, what, 20, 30 pounds off the price of this. However, I will say though, I've tried it before on its own and with the Canon battery, but I'm 95% sure that it doesn't charge third-party batteries, because I have two different third-party batteries, and every time I try and charge one, it doesn't charge. Even if a Canon one's in there, I don't think it charges the Canon one either. So I'm pretty sure they have to be Canon's own batteries, so make sure you keep that in mind if you do want to use this as a battery charger. Right then, so the way you actually connect the battery grip to the camera is on the bottom here. You flick out that, and then you have to lift off this lid. Now, that's the one thing I'd say is a problem with this battery grip designed for the EOS R, is that every single time you use it, you've got to take off the battery door, and I'll show you where you put that in a minute. And then also this little section over here, you got to whip this off, and then obviously you have to take out the battery, because that's what this is for. But before you do that, the door goes on to this bit here, so you flick it up there, then you lock it in, and then this little section here just goes on that little bit there. So you've got to do that every single time you want to use this battery grip. From there, it's just as simple as you putting it in to the camera, and then you lock it up until it's on nice and tight. Also, what I actually really do like about this battery grip is that it actually really feels comfortable even when you're in landscape mode, because you've got a nice little rest for your hand when you do go to like move the focus or the control ring. So it is actually really nice in the hand, and it's really comfortable as well. Now the weight, you can definitely feel the weight difference compared to when you don't have the grip on. You can definitely feel the weight difference, especially when you're using the 70-200. But it's not majorly drastic to not go and buy it, because of the benefits that it does give you really do outweigh the cons. But basically, obviously, one of the main features of this grip is to have it in vertical mode. Now, having it in vertical mode really does make a huge difference, because look at where my hand and my arm is when I'm in vertical mode compared to if I'm up here. Look how much it rises, and it really does weigh down on my hand. It really does ache the top of my shoulder into my arm. So when I'm in this mode here, it really does reduce the amount of stress that is on my arm and my shoulder when I do hold it, and it really is comfortable. So when you do want to do your long shoots, for example, if you're doing a football game, 90 minutes, you're going to want its battery grip. When you're in this position for the whole game, it's going to be way more comfortable than when you're in this position. And then also, 90-minute game, taking loads of photos and some videos maybe, your camera's going to run out of charge a lot. The great thing about this battery grip is obviously you get an extra battery, so that's double the length of time you can use your camera for. So when you are shooting like a football game, for example, you're not going to be constantly switching batteries all the time and then potentially missing a vital moment in the game. You're going to be there shooting it and you're not going to miss anything. This grip's also really good for portrait photographers, because portrait photographers, a lot of the time you're going to be want to shoot in vertical. Obviously it depends on your style. So obviously when you're doing portraits, it really does reduce the stress on that arm, and it really does make the session way more comfortable. And like I said before, instead of constantly switching out batteries when the model's in the position, you've got the 2 batteries in here, which is going to give you double the length, so you really don't have to worry about any batteries or camera running out of charge. So I'd say the pros really do outweigh the cons on this battery grip, and I really do think it's vital for anyone to have, really, because having these functions on the side and having this nice grip on the side really does make the experience so much better. I mean, even if you don't shoot sports or portraits or anything like that, and you don't really do much vertical work, I do still suggest you go and buy this battery grip, because it just gives you that extra session time without having to worry about changing batteries all the time. And if you're a videographer, for example, and you're doing an interview for someone and you've got your camera on a tripod interviewing a subject, once the battery runs out, you've got to quickly change it and stop the interview, and that might mess up the whole flow of the interview. So by having this battery grip on and having that double battery life, you're not going to have to worry about changing batteries during an interview as much as if you didn't have one. So I really do recommend this battery grip for every Canon EOS R user. And also, one thing is, like I mentioned earlier, so if you are interviewing a subject and you've got your camera on a tripod, the battery door for the camera when you haven't got the battery grip on is on the bottom, and for some tripods the thing might cover it. Mine don't, but when it's actually on the tripod it might cover it, so you might have to take it off the tripod, then change the battery. But when you've got this on, the good thing about it, instead of having to go through the bottom where the tripod obviously is, it's got a side access. So you open it through the side, and then that's where you get your batteries. So you don't have to take anything off any tripods, you don't have to take anything off any gimbals, and it really does quicken up the time when you do using it if you do need to change your batteries. Right, so let's move on to the price. It is very expensive. That might make you not look towards it as much, because I've just looked online and Park Cameras are selling it for £160. I'm pretty sure that's new, because it doesn't actually say on it, but normally they are new on them websites. So £160 brand new. I'm sure you can look it on eBay and find one for cheaper, but that is a lot of money to be spending on not a camera or a lens, just for an accessory. But I think because of how much the pros outweigh the cons, I think that it's completely worth it, and I really do think if you're thinking about it, I think you should just go for it. The link is in the description below if you do want to go buy it. But thank you very much for watching, guys. That's the end of the review. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button below, because it really does help me out. And also leave a comment if you do have it, or if you're thinking about getting it. Like I said earlier, for more gear reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you never miss a video, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss one in the future. So I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll see you later.